guys, Brett Gibbs here from New Zealand, Team BG, bringing you a video with Omar. So big thanks to Omar today for letting me bring this video to his channel. Today's the top 5 squat tips of what I did to improve my squat for the year 2014, so enjoy. Okay guys, here it is, tip number 1, squatting deep. We want to squat deep in training, we want to squat deep in competitions, we don't have to worry about it building up to the comp. So all you're going to do is you're going to start squatting deep. If you're squatting like me in these next few squats, then you've got to change something. That's the first tip, is start getting deep. Here I was, this was December 2013. Those last couple were probably the year before. But this is when I really started to know I was missing squats. I was going 1 from 3, if at best 2 from 3 in competition. And my first ever world record attempt, it was squatted high anyway, and I didn't even push it up. So here I was getting called out from one of my good mates who got me into the raw lifting.
Brett, no high squatting in the strength lab, bro.
We go deep.
Brett Gibbs, squat
So big
deep.
thanks to HJP for actually calling me out. I was getting called out quite a bit, but I did know it. So what did I do? I knew that I was going to be going raw from here on, so I needed to start squatting deeper. And what a difference it made to my training. I felt so much stronger. I was always squatting deeper, and I started to use that stretch reflex. So if people are telling you you're squatting high, then it's likely you are. So start sorting it out and squatting deep.
Brett Gibbs, squat deeper. Always so high, man. I've been telling you for so long now.
Okay, so one big thing here. Tip number 2, frequency. What we changed 2014. I used to only squat once a week. There was a Monday. It was my first lift. That was all I'd do. I'd progressively overload, so that means I'd start out light, do higher reps. As the comps approached, I'd get less volume, higher weights, and that was the only thing I did. Did work for some time. My technique was never that great. It didn't really improve that much. Squat weight took a long time to get on the bar, as an extra poundages for PRs. So what I did, I changed it up. I started looking at what others were doing. So I started adding in frequency. Another day, I adapted to that quite well, so I added another day in. I was now squatting 3 times a week. If that's what you guys are already doing, I recommend dropping back, because what I'm seeing now is I'm squatting 3 times a week. I'm actually getting quite fatigued. It's been working great for the last 12 months, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it up from now. I'm going to go back to 2, maybe even 1, and I'm just going to mix up the intensity to keep it moving. So if you guys are squatting once a week, I'd recommend starting twice, then 3 times. Maybe even 5 times if that's something you want to try out. But then I'd suggest just change up the frequency all the time until things stop progressing or you stop adapting to that and start burning yourself out. So move on to the next tip. Okay, so here we are, tip number 3, auto-regulating or auto-regulation. That is just adjusting how you feel on the day. So what I started to do in my programming is I was always hitting a target number or always aiming for a target number. Now here I am that day. That was 250 for 8, well over the target weight for that day and well over the rep amount as well. Now here's what 285, which was probably the target for that day, but this was one of the only squats I've failed all of 2014, obviously apart from competition. But yet again, here's another day where this was well above my target weight. This was 240. This was for about 5 or 6 reps. And after this, I went on to hit 260 for a triple. And basically, the only other rep I failed for the year, that 220 kg front squat, walked it out, didn't even bother with it. Okay, so bringing in tip number 4, this is variation. So variation for the squat. Now, remember when I first started changing up my programming, all I was doing was 3 days a week or 2 days a week or 1 day a week, just low bar to just below parallel. So here I am just starting to hit some beltless squats, start adding some beltless paused reps, make it harder, changing things up, just letting the body just always guessing itself, so it always needs to adapt to get stronger, because remember, that's what we are doing. We're adapting to our training. We're making ourselves stronger. Here I am hitting some high bar, making sure they're super deep so I feel comfortable in that hole. And I'm also, you'll notice, pushing up very evenly just to make sure my hips are nice and balanced and I'm building a good stable hip base. And of course, last of all, chucking in some front squats. Now, I'd never started with this grip. I always had to just cross my arms over, but it's something you're going to have to work yourself towards. Now, these variations are going to be great for your training. If all you're doing is back squatting, definitely chuck some of these 3 main movements in and you'll see your squat start shooting up. Okay, so fifth and final tip, watch a good squatter. That guy down there on the bottom right, Ruben Samanu, he was the guy I initially followed or watched his squats a lot, just to look for his technique, good shin angle, knees out, good upright torso. So that's what I pretty much went and mimicked. I had it in my head, I knew what to do. Okay, now the other thing is intensity. Now you're squatting 2-3 times a week. You're going to need to start changing things up. You can't go in rocking that bar, screaming out loud 3 days a week. You're going to run yourself down. Your CNS is going to fail you. So you need to monitor that. You need to go in, kill it one day, and just go through it, through the motions, get that volume right on the other days. Takes a while to adjust to, but something you guys can all do, and I guarantee you guys are going to see results when you start monitoring and auto-regulating that intensity. So monitor that hard, put it into your program. I actually plan my intense days and I plan my non-intense days, so you go in there, you know what to do, get the job done, and just keep killing it.